Okay, so we are back again on the Working Man's Warships. I am your host, Jedi Gad, and first I want to issue you with two apologies. Apology number one. Our opening video was quite abrupt on the intro, and there is a very good reason for that. Now, you know, here on the Working Man's Warships, we're about honesty and accountability. And the honest truth is, there was a lot of waffle in my first official battle video. And YouTube said, well, we don't want to hear all that waffle. You'll put our viewers to sleep and you are going to wreck our algorithm. So no. So I had to cut and trim it quite a bit to make sure you got all the action in and none of the waffle. Apology number two. Our last video had some horrible distortion and noise from the microphone. I do apologize for that. Hopefully this one will be a lot better. So without further ado, let's get to it. Now, I've already shown you battleship, cruiser. So what I want to do now is I want to get to a destroyer and show you what your role is as a destroyer. Again, I'm tailoring to the beginner. Experienced players know what I'm talking about, but for you beginners, I need you to understand that when you play destroyer, your primary objective is not to go around torpedoing battleships. Now, I know that might disappoint you and come as a bit of a shock or surprise, but that is not your number one objective. Your number one objective is to spot for the team, because what I call destroyers, and my American viewers will appreciate this, is the quarterback. Why? Because the quarterback is there to dictate your offense, and that is your role as a destroyer. So we're playing tier 8, and what I'm going to do is we're going to go with Hayate, and hopefully in this game we can showcase to you how you play destroyer effectively. So straight away what we're going to do is we're going to get in here, and I am going to use a battle booster because there's every chance we could be put with legendary ships as we're tier 8, and I want to make sure we're operating at the right level. One more left, we're going to use that. I'm not going to go for a credit booster, A, because I want to save these for my legendary ships, and B, because our commander guys already gives us a 50% boost for credits. What I am going to do, however, is I'm going to go with global XP and commander XP. Now, for your new players are probably wondering what the ship XP is over here. Those are reserved for my tech tree ships, but again, that's a video in itself. I am mindful of the fact that YouTube is on waffle watch. So without further ado, let's get to it. Now, as I said, hopefully in this game I can showcase to you how to effectively play destroyer, and hopefully we'll get a win out of it. Doing quite well. Can we continue? We are now in the Atlantic. Now, interestingly, this is our first capture the base battle. Why is this different to domination? Because there are only two bases, ours and theirs. So as you can see, we have spawned in the southeast of the map. Our opponent's base is in the northwest, and we have a quick look. we can see that we are again top tier. We are 8s and we're with 7s. Now note well, the other team has a division and so do we. So we've got to pay attention to that, because that Schoenberg is teamed with a Baltimore. Baltimore, danger. Radar. Radar means he will be able to see us, whether we're in a smoke screen or not. And as his friend is a destroyer, if we see one, we'll see the other. We do have a division on our team as well, but what we want to do is we want to immediately start and get out in front and achieve our primary objective. Now you can see we got islands over here and they are a hindrance to us. So what I want to do is I want to get into open water where I can see any belligerents lurking on the horizon. With me over here I have a Georgia and I have a Perla. Now I want to get out there and spot so this Georgia can get those big guns going. Here we go. Now you will notice the icon there that says located. That means an enemy ship, probably a destroyer, has located us. That location is for the closest ship to them. Now you'll see on my destroyer, you see that line, that curved line? That's me locating the nearest ship as well. It is a feature on the build. Again, I will make a video about builds and stuff like that. Now, what did we say at the beginning? Who was the danger? Baltimore, and he's there, which means that Schoenberg is the destroyer that is spotting us. So what I want to do is I'm going to tell this Georgia he's got to back away, because he's in danger, A, of getting set on fire, B, of being torpedoed, and C, that main looks very interested in his juicy broadside. But you see what Georgia did to him? That's why we want to spot for this Georgia, because that is what he's capable of. Maine is already in trouble, but we could be as well if we're not on our toes and pay attention to where that Schoenberg is. Now I can see he's over there already. So what I want to do is I'm going to drop some torpedoes here. Why? You're thinking, why are you dropping torpedoes there? You can't see anyone and it's not supposed to hit anyone. Those torpedoes are to who it may concern. In other words, I'm putting them there because maybe I might catch someone slipping, but more importantly, that is going to make the Maine and the Baltimore and all others think carefully about their next step. Do they want to come through the middle of these two islands and risk getting nuked? So drop them there, and here comes Maine. He will either go straight into them or he'll take evasive action. Come on, Maine, come on, keep going, and now he can see the torpedo. Is it too late for him? Is it? Place your bets. Down goes Maine. First blood to us, and that is why you drop torpedoes to whom it may concern. I wasn't aiming for the Maine, but I put it in that gap, and by the time he realized they were there, it was too late. Kudos to the Georgia for reducing him by that much energy, and we have finished the job. We're ahead. But we're not home yet, because first of all, for some reason our eastern flank appears to have been abandoned and there are two destroyers at large over there. That's a problem. But we also over here have not dealt with the Baltimore or the Schoenberg, and as you can see, Schoenberg is taking aim at our cruisers. What we want to do is we are going to creep up here and just look, but I don't want to be within 10 kilometers of Baltimore, because if I am, he can radar and see me, and if he sees me, this battle is going to get real short real quick. Now what did we do before? We sent some torpedoes out to whom it may concern. Now putting those there along with our Perla means Baltimore's going to have something to think about now. And while he takes evasive action for them, he might get blapped by our Georgia. As you can see, slight miscalculation on our angles. We want to turn here. We're still 11 kilometers away, and Baltimore, seeing the torpedoes, has decided to take evasive action. A term you're going to need to get used to for new players, and experienced players will know this term well, is area denial. We are denying Baltimore this area. Sure, we want to hit him, it would be nice, but we're going to deny him this area and send him back. And while he's retreating, he can still be hit by our cruiser and our battleship over here. And what I want to do as well is, I saw that Schoenberg crop up on the horizon. So if I drop some torpedoes there, now I'm giving Schoenberg something to think about. Meanwhile, Baltimore heading for the hills because he doesn't want to get blown out the water by the torpedoes, is not currently a threat to us because he's 13 kilometers away. So what I want to do is try and get up real close behind this island, so if I am detected, Baltimore can't hit me. But what I am trying to do is, I want this Schoenberg gone. I do not want to have to see him later in the game. I want him out of here. But I do have to pay attention to that Somme over there. Now he's been shot out, so he's occupied, but again, he could become a problem. Schoenberg knows I'm here. So what I'm trying to do is bait him into an attack where he can get fried by our cruiser. Vryheid has appeared. Apologies if I've pronounced that wrong. And down goes P-Bag. So we need to be careful now. So again, I want to drop torpedoes right there so that Schoenberg and Vryheid have something to think about, and then double back on ourselves. I don't want to go around there with 2 cruisers and a destroyer by myself. It means certain death. So I'm just going to double back round here and just sit back and let these torpedoes play out for a bit, and lo and behold, Schoenberg in his impatience appears. So from a distance, we're going to start shooting at him. Perla will help, Georgia will help, but we want to get involved as well. Marceau goes down in our base, and we want to start hitting Schoenberg as quick as possible. Give him something to think about and try and get some hits on him as we're going away. His main concern is the cruiser, so I can try and farm him as we go. Now, as you can see, Perla is not long for this world because of Baltimore, but what we have done is we have hit Schoenberg hard. His engine's gone, Perla's hitting him, and he is almost done for as well. So we're just going to keep shooting. He can't see me. I'm behind the squad sheet. Let's just keep hitting this guy because we want him out of here quickly as possible. Do not want to have to see a deal with him later in the game, especially as he's in the division. So we're going to keep shooting over there, try and deal with him as quickly as possible. And help out our Perla. Down he goes. Perla goes down too, but we have got rid of that pesky Schoenfield. So we've got 2 low health cruisers. Battleship, we are looking good. So what I want to do now is we want to use our engine boost and try and get up as quickly as possible, because I am now officially engaging and attacking their base. Ship count is equal and we are behind on points, so we need to make moves. Now it'd be nice if one of those battleships dealt with Baltimore, but we're going to still have to move ourselves up and do something. Now Baltimore's about to run into a world of hurt in a minute because the Georgia's on his way, and we saw what Georgia did to Maine. But we've still got to get up there because this battle is far from over. In fact, judging by D7's health, we are now actually behind the 8 ball, not just on the score but in the ship count. Down goes Baltimore. Told you he was in for a world of hurt with Georgia, and now we want to move up here and present a problem for this Flandre, because he doesn't know I'm here, but he's going to. Just quickly have a look. He's turning, so what we want to do is put the torpedoes slightly in front of him. Now he has something to think about. He's got 2 sets of torpedoes coming. He's gonna have to think about this. Do I A, turn into torpedoes and possibly get nuked that way, or B, expose my broadside to the Georgia? He's turning. Massachusetts goes down, and now he's turning. What we want to do is we want to try and get the torpedoes going the other way. Georgia gives him a pretty good slap from the side. D7 is hitting him, and now Flandre has some more torpedoes to think about. We are ahead on the score. We don't want to do anything reckless, but we do want to try and get rid of this Flandre. And he can't see our torpedoes, so how many are we going to hit him with? 1 or maybe 2. Flandre is in trouble. Down he goes. So now there are no enemy ships between us and their base on face value. Now if you see my twist and track or perceptive, it will be one of those two. Don't worry, new players, you'll learn what I mean eventually. Som is still over there, but I'm fairly confident in my ability to deal with him because I am full health and we are charging towards his base, and what we want to do is force them to come to us. He knows I'm here now. He's detected me. He knows I'm coming. So this is going to be a battle for all the marbles. 61 points up, and what we want to do is get in their base, because if we get in their base we start to stop their score from going upwards. Now as you can see over here, there is still a fight going on with the mines and the D7. Our D7s is not long for this world, but he's tying the mines up long enough for us to get ourselves over here and into the base. Now the second we get in the base, the other team has to make a decision. Let us win or engage and come to us. In doing so, they will expose themselves to shrapnel. In we go. So we are in this base now. We have no company, and now they will have to think to themselves, do we want to come and engage him in the base, A, or B, are we going to let them win? Either way, it's beneficial to us. I apologize for that turbulence there. Now I know Som is around here somewhere, so what I want to do is I'm just going to drop some torpedoes here. Again, not trying to hit anyone because we're not aiming for anyone, but to who it may concern. And there is Som behind the island. He's dealt with the D7, but the D7's dealt with him. 2v1. Mines now has a decision to make. Will he turn and engage us? Will he save his base or not? But what did I say before about area denial? Me putting those torpedoes there now means Mines is going to have to do hopscotch to get anywhere near us. And here he comes. He's seen the torpedoes, so he's taking the scenic route. The problem is he's only got just under 20 seconds, and he's not going to be able to find us and take us down. And that there is how you play destroyer. So, another successful game. And if we go and have a look at what we have here, 3,903 XP, 1,020 global XP, 8,320 commander XP, and we came 8th. Is that good? No. But I'd rather be 8th on the winning team than 1st on the losing team. Our economy, we made 37,000. Not much. Remember, we were at 400,000 before. But that booster that we put on there has taken us over and into the black, and we are never going to complain or apologize for winning. And to be honest, if you look at the score, 1,429, we're not that far off, but we won. Missions, we've completed a solo weekly challenge. All of this stuff has got done as well, but hopefully that gives you a good showcase in how to play destroyer. So like, subscribe, share, comment, and we will see you the next time on the Working Man's Warships. Take care.